Hey everybody, welcome to another Age of Grogu, and I've got with me today Elijah and Max. How is it going, guys?
Oh, good.
Good.
Cool. How's your week been? What have you been checking out? What's new? What's fun in the world? What's going on?
We're going to be talking about everything that I saw recently.
Oh, okay, fair
Just
enough.
the preview
Yep.
start Superman
Mm-hmm.
5 minute preview and all that
Sure.
stuff. And
Yeah.
we'll be talking about it.
We'll
So
go into depth on that for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Max, anything new? Anything cool that you watched?
Oh no, I was at work up in Agua Dulce with no Wi-Fi, so no
Oh,
service.
Okay, that
fair
happens.
enough then.
So I didn't see anything this week. I saw
Right.
Daredevil, and
Yeah.
I literally
I,
just got to the
I'm.
comic book shop a half hour ago and finally got
Yeah.
an absolute Green Lantern, but that's
Okay.
literally it.
Okay.
Well, one comic book for the week that might be like
I
maximum.
know. A new low.
At
What do
least.
you mean? No. I have more. I have more. I
Oh,
just haven't time to read
it's like, oh, wait a
one.
minute, I got more.
Oh.
These are the other ones I bought earlier the week. This is
That's
just about
funny.
today.
Yeah, that's funny.
And actually, today is the beginning of a week, so he started off the week with
There you
Yeah.
go.
a comic
There
book.
you go. There you go. Yes. At one point, just heads up, I might get cut off for a second. I'm waiting for something to come arrive in the mail, and Amazon might cut me through, and my phone might weirdly cut out. So be aware, I'll be gone for a split second just to answer it. But yeah. I did watch something new last night. I was working throughout the week, so I didn't get the chance to check this out. The new, and I know you guys are going to roll your eyes. I know it, but Jurassic World, the Chaos Theory animated series just dropped their season 3, and I watched it all.
Animated series.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah, they're
have
doing
been.
animated
Yeah.
series.
No, I have been enjoying these shows. I think they are so much better than the live action films. And they've created a batch of characters. Like the first 5 seasons that dropped a few years ago, there were kids who got stranded on an island, one of the islands with the dinosaurs, for like a year or something like that. So the story took place over the course of a year on this island. And then the story picked up 3 seasons ago as they were young adults, and so it's followed them throughout their life, and now it's just been really intriguing storytelling. I've been enjoying it so much. It's like, yeah. Anyway, I just thought it worth mentioning. But Jurassic
Yeah,
World
I've been
Chaos
done
Theory,
with Jurassic Park a long time ago.
sure, but
A
this
very,
was
very long
just,
time ago.
yeah. I don't. This goes in the realm for me as like the animated Clone Wars and stuff like
Is this the
that. It's
first?
just
Wait a minute, you're
it's
saying
more
there's
interesting.
a couple seasons of this?
Yeah, there's a few seasons of it. I, in fact, watched Chaos
Oh, I
Theory
had no
before
clue.
I watched the version that they were kids. I actually started when
I
they
had
were young
no clue.
adults, and then I realized there was a whole 5 seasons of when they were kids stranded on this island, and they kind of make reference to that throughout this show
Weird.
once in a while. And then I was like, wait a minute, why are they making reference to something I'd never seen? So I jumped back and watched it all, and again, just really enjoyed it. Jenna Ortega was actually one of the voices of one of the characters in the first five seasons. I was like, whoa, cool.
Oh, Jenna
Yeah, yeah,
Ortega.
I know. Yeah, I know. I don't know where Anchorman is, but
Anchorman's not in the chat
his
right now,
girlfriend.
otherwise he'd be like, "Oh,
No. Yeah, I know.
oh, I gotta watch it now."
But anyway, yeah, guys. Apart from that, not much else. Apart from the regular stuff. Some sad news happened this week. We lost one of our childhood kind of hero actors, Val Kilmer. He played so many different character roles, very versatile actor between comedy and serious stuff, as well as just fun, characters. So, it was kind of a loss. He'd had throat cancer for a while, managed to get a lot better, and then apparently passed away from pneumonia at the age of 65, which is kind of sad. So,
Pretty sad.
yeah, I don't know anything memorable from Val Kilmer at all, guys.
A real genius, but you
Gruber.
don't have any real genius clips or photos of him from
I
real genius.
there isn't. No, he did a lot of movies too. I mean, very big.
The one I used to watch most as a
Yeah,
kid was real
I
genius.
I actually enjoyed him as Bruce Wayne. I thought he was the
Yeah.
best Bruce Wayne in my opinion. I wasn't as much of a fan of his
The
Batman.
best Bruce Wayne
Yeah,
ever?
I liked yeah, I liked I liked him as Bruce Wayne better than I did George Clooney, for example.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
That's not a high
Yeah,
bar.
okay, all right,
that's
okay,
not
not a high bar, yeah,
that's not a high
but
bar.
but if it
I
was
liked him more than I would have liked the voice of Dora Explorer as Batman.
right.
He's
Fair
he's
enough.
a
Fair
he's the best Bruce Wayne from 1994 to 1997.
I thought he played an okay character role in that, even though it was a bit silly. But
I don't know. I
anyway.
think Val Kilmer's a lot better movies than Batman.
Sure, no, absolutely. Mad Mardigan in Willow, that's still my favorite role.
Mad
I had
Mardigan,
had a lot
Doc
of fun.
Holliday,
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
the
Well,
Jim
the
Morrison,
Tombstone. Yeah, lots of stuff. Anyway,
Cunt in MacGruber.
oh yeah. Anyway,
MacGruber.
what could I say? Another one of the greats have left us as such. On a higher note, though, something did happen in the last week or so that surprised everybody. We got Coyote versus Acme after all of everybody's
time.
online, pushing and saying, do not get rid of this movie. To anybody who doesn't know and has kind of been in the water, basically, this film got canned by Warner Brothers. The public outcry was quite kind of great in promoting it to be sold again, and they were going to use basically Warner Brothers was going to use it as a tax write-off, and people said no, that's disgusting. A lot of people put hard work into making a movie. We are filmmakers. When we put work into making movies and stuff like that and projects, you want it to be at least seen. Whether it's good or bad
It's
is
not
one
that
thing.
the idea of Acme, Cody versus Acme is like
Yeah.
brilliant. That is all I need. Just the title alone, and then that
Total.
that one photo with Will Forte as his lawyer. Like,
Yeah. Total.
that's all I need. That makes me want to watch the movie. I don't
Yeah.
need to see a trailer. Like just the coyote and a legal battle with the the properties of Acme stuff not working out for him.
Yeah.
That concept alone, it makes me want to watch the movie.
Yeah. But the film was picked up by Ketchup Entertainment. They were the ones who just dropped the latest Looney Tunes movie. Have you guys seen it yet? It kind of went off.
I haven't
very
watched
quickly.
yet. It came in and out as a theater.
Yeah.
Playing.
But
But
I
wanted
missed
to
it. I heard it was
Or
pretty
Daffy
fun.
Daffy Duck.
Yeah.
The only thing
Anyway,
that bugs me is the animation style. It's like, couldn't
Yeah.
they just make it look more like classic, Chuck Jones style, like,
Yeah.
classic Warner Brothers? Like, I don't understand.
aged kind of, yeah. But anyway, the film is going to get a 2026 release. I'm kind of happy, and the reality is, people should just go see it just to spite Warner Brothers. They bought it for $50 million. I know, I'm serious. Just to spite Warner Brothers' accusations about how they were going to can it and all that sort of stuff. Everybody should see this film and let it make $200 million or more in the box office.
I think it will do well just because
think
of
it will.
the premise, just the
Sure.
title of the movie.
Yeah.
I think people want to watch it.
Yeah. And even for that, out of spite, out of the premise of the movie, people should go see it just because it proves that films can be made and should be looked at, whether the studios think it's crap or whatever they want to do, or write it off, or however they want to do it. So I don't know. Anyway,
Are you gonna say that for Batgirl as well?
I would like to see. I would like to have seen that film. Good or bad. I would have liked to have seen that movie. Max, what are your thoughts on Batgirl?
I would have liked to see Batgirl.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, just to see Brandon Fraser play Firefly.
Sure.
But also, I heard it didn't test as well as Coyote vs. Acme, but I did hear there was a lot of redeemable stuff in it, and I think maybe it just needed a couple more passes and edit to make it a great releasable film. But who knows? I haven't seen it, and I do think the world kind of deserves to see it if it was completed at least filming. Like, we all know how much effort goes into just filming a movie on set.
Totally right. Oh yeah, absolutely.
It kind of just sucks for all that work to be taken away.
Agreed. Yeah. Totally.
And for the actors and director, I mean, like, you really get your movie, like, kind of annoying.
Well, even the stunt people too, like the
stunt,
I guess they have more to
life
show
or something, and then nothing.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. A film that opened up this weekend that I'm gonna take a wild guess and go, it's gonna do well anyway. But this film made like $250 million already, I think, worldwide. Was Minecraft. I have no real interest in seeing the film. it just doesn't look like my thing. But I understand the buzz behind, the
The
game
game
and all
just
that sort of
itself,
stuff.
Minecraft itself, as kids love Minecraft,
Yeah.
so
What are your thoughts on this? I'm kind of curious. Are you going to go see it? And
No.
what are your thoughts on
no.
this film?
No,
No.
I mean,
Okay.
I might have gone to go see it because I was told that the Superman preview was going to be in front of
Sure.
it. So I was
Yep.
like, maybe I'll go see it and just dip, just
Yeah.
like go just to see that on the screen
Yeah.
and then dip out. But then they released it on YouTube, so I'm like, well, I guess I'm not going to
Yeah.
go see Minecraft. But also,
Sure.
Minecraft was very popular, like 5, 6, 7 years ago. It was like super popular.
My
So it
nephew
seems
and
like,
nieces are into it. I mean,
I know. I'm sure it's
yeah.
still popular. I mean, it just seems. I don't hang out with a lot of little kids or whatever, but it just seems
Yeah.
like it was more popular like a couple years ago. So it seems
Yeah.
a little late for a Minecraft movie.
Yeah.
No,
You
it's
know.
it's still pretty popular. It's still
Yeah.
really popular, but I just the thing we have to remember is this movie's just not for our generation. It's not
No,
for
sure.
us.
No.
It's
Yeah.
just not
Totally.
Yeah.
for our
Yeah.
age ranges at all.
Yeah.
It's for people probably a lot younger than us.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's hard for me to really even though I've seen some clips where the comedy just does not look good in this movie and some of the
Yeah.
things just look whack and I've heard some crazy plot details. I
Yeah.
just kind of have to remember it's just not for me.
Yeah. No, agreed. Well,
Kids seem to like it, and that's I guess
Yeah.
if the movie's making a bunch of money. It's like I guess that's what kind of matters right now in this like horrific era of the film industry.
Yeah, well, I was just kind of curious as your thoughts. As I said, it doesn't appeal to me whatsoever. The humor, everything. I mean, it's got Jack Black and it's got Jason Momoa, and they
Whoever
both
gave
pull in.
Jason Momoa that
Momoa.
haircut is not his friend.
Yeah, and they kind of patted his stomach a little bit too, or was that real? I can't tell. He looks.
I think they did. They didn't want to make him look schlubby and funny.
Yeah, I think it looks kind of weird and weird. Just I don't know. It's weird. Weird choices for a film that I guess is weird enough that it'll be there for kids. But I don't know. Anyway, that's all I'll say
You
about
have the
that.
Minecraft world.
Yeah, exactly. A few other quick little footnote pieces, guys. House of the Dragon season 3 has begun filming, releasing next year. I don't know if there's much more to say about that. Nathan Fillion will return as Guy Gardner in the Lantern series. I don't know if you saw that one yet.
Yeah, I don't know why people were like losing their head, like with surprise about that.
I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it. Yeah.
I mean, if you enter a Green Lantern, I mean, especially in the James Gunn verse, like, these people are gonna. They kind of said at the beginning that these actors are gonna cross over from thing to thing, so makes sense.
I also think this is going to be our only really Hal Jordan project. I think he's probably going to be gone by the end of it, and Jon Stewart's going to be our main Green Lantern. But I think
that'd be cool.
They do need to have Guy Gardner know Hal Jordan because he's going to be the other veteran Green Lantern besides Guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think this is a good way to show that the Lantern side of the DCU has existed for years and is a cohesive thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of down for it. I'm curious to see what they see, what they show us and all that. Another one, Jason Momoa again, confirmed to return in Dune 3. And his comment was, if you didn't read the books, it's not your fault. It's not my fault.
I mean, that's the one thing I'll say. It's not even a spoiler in Dune. Dr. Idaho comes back again and again and again. And he's the most important person in Dune, more than Paul, more than Leto II. He's just kind of the guy that's the most important person in Dune. He's, I just think it's not even a spoiler at this point. Right, he's kind of right.
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed Godzilla Minus One director is moving forward with his English, first English language Grand Gear. I don't know what that is at Sony. Is that something related to the comic books or
sounds like a car
animation
movie.
Or something?
Grand Gear. Like
I've never heard of that. So I just wanted to bring it up. I mean, I liked his work in Godzilla Minus One, so I don't know what that's all about, but just thought I'd put it out there. What else we got here? Avatar: Last Airbender. There is a animated film coming out next year called The Legend of Aang, coming out January the 20th, 2026. Yeah, I'm going to be down for seeing that. I think it's going to be fun. Bautista, Stephen Young, and Eric Nam. I don't know who that is. Will be in it. So that'd be fun. I can't wait to see a trailer for that. I'm kind of curious. Oh, something else has dropped this week, guys. Did you guys check out the Naked Gun trailer
Oh,
with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
looking forward to that for a while. Like Kiva Schaffer is just like he's a part of Lonely Island. I've always thought he was a really great comedy director.
Okay.
It's just a great movie for him to make.
All right. It's produced by Seth MacFarlane too, which you know, he's got his kind of crowd. What do you think of the trailer, guys?
Kiva Schaffer is a lot. His humor is a lot different than Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah.
There was that great OJ joke in the trailer, which is I think was
that. Yeah, the hanger on
that was fun.
Probably the best joke in it.
Yeah.
But it was so stupid, and him ripping off the little girl's face, and it's Liam Neeson.
Yeah, I mean,
ridiculous, but very Naked Gun-ish.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a very early teaser trailer, but this comes out, I think, later this year too. So it's like
I don't know how he's gonna play comedic. I mean, he's gonna play dry and comedy around him, but he's not definitely like a Leslie. He's not a Leslie Nielsen where like he's just.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be drier.
I don't know. I think Leslie Nielsen was actually kind of dry in this.
He's very dry, but
Yeah.
Liam Neeson's drier.
Yeah, you're right.
Drier, drier. Leslie Nielsen was dry.
Yeah.
Comedy dry. And
right.
Liam Neeson's dry, just dry, like dry acting in general.
Like the Sands of Tatooine.
Yeah, very dry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to give the movie a shot. I'd like to see a second trailer, but I feel like that they're going to still show possibly the best gags in the trailers, which they sometimes tend to do. I mean, the charm about the original Naked Gun films was that they were consistent with the absurdity of that world throughout the course of the movie, and I kind of enjoyed that. I think,
and if it's Naked Gun, I mean, it's like literally like every minute they're making some joke, so it's like they can't show every joke in a trailer.
Right.
I get a better idea of like what the comedy is going to be, but it's just going to be a joke a minute type of like slapstick or something in the background or a funny prop or this or the joke or whatever.
Yeah,
so like
I was about to say it's not always about what they're saying, but what's happening around in the background.
In the background or whatever. Funny. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey there, Anchorman. How's it going? I don't know. I'm
Anchorman was talking about Jenna Ortega, and you weren't here to hear about it. So. See what you missed.
Yeah, and I saw this. Harley Atwell is reported signed on for both upcoming Avengers films. So I'm curious. I'm curious as to how many
those that the exiles at the end of What If are going to be super important.
Yeah, you think so? Okay, all right. Yeah. I guess I should catch up and finish What If. I kind of fell out of watching those last couple of episodes, and I assume they build up. I will go back and rewatch. I promise. Another
what did you think of the Tron trailer?
Oh yeah, I was going to bring that up too. Tron Ares had a trailer that dropped also 2 days ago. Well, let me first explain. A lot happened in this last week because CinemaCon did a whole pile of drops and reveals of their stuff coming out over the next year or so. Tron Ares was part of that, and that trailer actually looked pretty cool. I liked it. What were your thoughts, guys?
I like the idea of the grid coming to the real world. I thought a lot of the new, the old light bikes looked great. They looked really cool interacting with the real world and slicing stuff in half. The flying light cycles. I couldn't remember if that was in the last Tron movie or not. The flying light things were chopper things were super cool.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't care for Jared Leto, but I'm still going to see this.
Jared Leto's in a lot right now. Yeah, he's getting around. He's currently Skeletor.
What if he was Skeletor? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
That would hurt my head.
Don't know how to feel about that yet. Although
I think everyone loved him as the Joker so much.
See,
did they?
You've been very. Wow, I can't tell if you've been sarcastic or funny.
Yeah, that's sarcasm.
I'm trying to think of the last
Well,
movie
serious.
that people liked Jared Leto in, and I guess he got an award
Morbius.
or Dallas Players Club or whatever.
Uh-huh,
But
uh-huh.
Yeah,
you know
that's gonna be the actual answer.
that and
Uh-huh.
Fight
Either way,
Club,
I mean,
like, come on.
yeah, back to Tron Ares. Yeah, I mean, the trailer looked impressive. I'm excited to see what is done with this film. I was never a fan of the original. The second one I saw for the first time only about in the last year. It was good. It didn't like wow me, but I think that's only because the world of Tron never really wowed me to begin with, because it was so complex of a concept of a story from 1982 when it came out. So the idea, though, that the computer world breaks through into the real world is actually appealing to me. I'm kind of curious to see how that plays out and why that plays out. I guess they just want to expand in their world. So that's kind of cool. What else? What else has been going on? Oh, yes. So this is no real surprise, but Blade is basically reported to be on hold almost indefinitely, kind of thing. People are saying that it's not moving forward, but then I don't know. I mean, who knows? Maybe in the future. Any thoughts?
I think here's the real issue with Blade. He has very little comics to go off of. Blade has, I think, less than 30 issues of all collected of all the solo titles.
Right.
Ever. And then he's mostly just in the background helping the Avengers or with the Midnight Suns or with Doctor Strange, just with someone magical just doing something. He doesn't really have much to him. They recently gave him a daughter. Reportedly, the daughter was supposed to be introduced in the comics to then be introduced in the movies.
Right.
Because that was going to be the original angle of the movie, is him having a teenage daughter who is a vampire as well.
Right.
And then I heard that got cut, and I think just the problem with Blade is just no one has a good take on him that's going to be as good as Wesley Snipes.
Yeah,
because that was a great idea. But they revamped. That was the first revamp of Blade. Is just the idea of like, well, what if he's goes
Wesley
from this
Snipes.
disco vampire hunter to just a cool, sleek Wesley Snipes type?
Yeah,
and I think it's like that was Blade for a number of years, and now he's kind of has his own voice-ish in the comics. But not really, and I just think the issue is no one knows what to do with the character. There's not much story to go with. It's not like the X-Men or even Nova, or where it's just you have so much stuff to choose from. Blade's just got like, well, I guess he's got to fight some vampires, but what else? Do we put him up against Dracula again? Do we do another vampire? Do we do Dracula's daughter? It's like there's just so little to actually grasp with Blade, but he's such a well-known character that everyone that they kind of have to do him because there is a huge audience for it. But you'd be hard pressed to find a good person with as good of an angle as Blade as the Wesley Snipes movie.
Yeah, I agree. Dropping to Star Wars for a second here. Now, this is just rumor right now, but Sam Witwer supposedly is being cast as a character called the Sun from the Mortis flashbacks that we saw in the Clone Wars. He voiced this character in the Clone Wars, and then eventually was brought back to replay more from this character, the way he played this character. So I'm kind of curious to see how that kind of plays out. I mean, it'd be good to see Sam Witwer as a live-action The Sun. And for those who don't know, it's a really cool arc in the Clone Wars that took place between Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, referring to the father, the son, and the daughter, which was basically a lot more in-depth. That could be the only downfall with Ahsoka Season 2 is it still requires a lot of back knowledge. Right.
This season is doomed. I think it's going to be good for people like us.
Oh, I think it's going to be fantastic.
I think the wide audience is going to think it's too esoteric.
Yeah. No,
this is George Filoni at his Felonious, where he's just like, what's the biggest idea I have? I'm going to keep going back and centering on that one idea without fully explaining it to people because he thinks they should already know about it.
Probably in that case, but the thing is, this character, this entire story arc was George Lucas's baby. He created it for the Clone Wars.
Yes.
And he created, basically the concept is what were considered... Ooh.
Oh, looking for phone. Is that your phone?
We
Brent
have
is-
landed.
Hey, how's it going?
Brent is getting his Amazon delivery now. So I guess we have to talk, Max, because...
Did you read the new saga?
Oh, no, I need to go pick up books. It's been a while.
Awesome
Yeah,
cover.
I know. He's on the
I'm
front
back.
cover.
My delivery has arrived. I got some Star Wars toys about to come
Go
up
get
the
it.
door. So, no, sorry. He's coming up the elevator. I got new Star Wars toys coming in. I'm very excited.
Oh, wow, you don't have enough.
Maybe I'll open them up here.
Maybe you might as well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
I mean,
sorry.
or at least open the box, and then you can be like, "Look, here
Yeah,
they are."
I'm gonna do a real
unbox.
unboxing, but I do want to check them out because there's a couple of new toys that are brand new on the like. Yeah, I'm
Bring the
kind of
Amazon guy on. Let him in. Come
No,
in.
no,
Let's do an interview
no.
with the Amazon guy.
Not at all. Not at all. All right. Anyway. Yes.
You're off the queue.
Sorry. I can hear him at the door. Hang on a second. All right. So yes. That was some Ahsoka news there. Star Wars Celebration. Also, it was only about like 2 weeks time. But apparently, Oscar Isaacs is not going to be going to Celebration now. So the rumor is he might be pulled in to play Moon Knight in the Avengers Doomsday, which basically starts shooting. So
Yeah, I think they're gonna. The Russo brothers, when they came in, one of the things that they wanted to do was
One
make
sec, guys.
the multiverse saga cohesive. And I think part of that is using all the characters that were just kind of introduced and left on the table.
Right. And Doomsday,
That's what-
Doomsday is going to be packed along with.
Yeah, I think Doomsday is going to be front loaded with a lot of the people like Moon Knight and She-Hulk and stuff like that, and the tracks we already saw. But I think Secret Wars is going to be the real Young Avengers.
Yes,
movie.
Secret Wars should just be like completely packed with like.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
both these are going to be packed with characters. So
yeah. I'm going to do a very quick... I'm not going to do an unboxing here because I'm going to actually record that separately. But I am going to open these Amazon boxes and show you what I picked up.
Micro Galaxy.
It is Micro Galaxy, yes.
What are they going to be?
Oh, that's so sweet. Hang on a second. So it is one of the Clone Wars toys. I'm going to kind of... this. Yeah, the Clone Wars. Oh, that is so cool. All right, so it's one of the droid ships. Hang on, I'm going to begin myself right here. It's one of the droid ships that is kind of really cool. It's a tri droid ship, and it's going to be, I'm excited for it. That's one of them. Hang on a second.
Oh, you got a rip on the package.
What's that?
There's a rip on the back.
The rip? No, there's a plastic bag that came with a package.
No, on the back of the card there's a rip.
Oh, there is two, yeah. Yes, it's okay. I'm going to be opening it because I'm going to
Did
actually...
you get two of each? One to keep sealed and one to open?
Wow, you know me so well, but yes, I did. And this one doesn't have the damage.
That's what collectors do. Not that I know you so well, but that's what a real collector does. Come on.
Yep,
You gotta
hang on a
get
second.
two, one to open, one to like keep mint in this box.
And although I'm actually going to be opening both of those. I'll be getting another one later. And hang on, the other one was... Okay, so this is a cool one. Sorry, guys. I completely disrupting the middle of my own...
It's okay. We got time to kill.
Yeah, exactly. Jason couldn't be here today. Pity. Because... All right. And then the other one, it's in pieces actually right now, but it's actually the TIE TIE Striker, and we see that in Andor season 1. Oh, sorry, no, it's not Andor. It's in Rogue One. It's the TIE Striker, the one that goes over the planet. So there's that one there, and then the third one is they've re-released Anakin's Jedi Starfighter. Ooh, slightly new paint job, I think. And yeah, they've re-released Anakin's new Jedi Starfighter in the Armada edition, which is also pretty cool too.
Armada edition. What does that mean?
Basically, Armada, they've started releasing an Armada line of reprints of some of their old vehicles. Some of them have slightly different paint jobs to them. And that's been the cool thing, is that they've actually been doing a whole series of repaints to get that. How much are they? They are around about $15 ship. So, and then of course this one actually comes with the little blind boxes. So I've actually got a
Figures? Little figures?
Huh? It's a little tiny minifigures. Hang on a second. Now I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna open, because this one could be a rare. Now I'm gonna open one of these right now. But I got a couple of these. They actually came with the other thing. This one. Oh, I got one of the rare ones.
You said you called it.
I did. It actually is Darth Maul and his Sith speeder, and it's the hologram of it, which is
Okay.
yeah, okay, all right.
Right. Back to our original. Oh,
Did we lose him?
Wait,
he got
there
so
we go.
excited he jumped
I
off.
just erased this all. All right, cool. Okay, I'm gonna put that back
from
in.
existence.
All right, guys,
Funny,
I'm
you
gonna.
guys are talking about one to keep and one to steal. I just
Yeah.
upgraded this beat up New Mutants book.
Anyway, put that up again.
Oh,
I upgraded. I upgraded this one.
a graded
Yeah.
copy.
No, not graded. No,
That's a
just
classic
2
cover, though. I mean, that's
Uh-huh.
like iconic classic cover.
It's their first
That's
appearance.
nice.
First appearance of like Sunspot, Danny, Rain,
Nice.
Sam, and Karma.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a clean.
Nice. All right, we will be back to our regular programming, I guess. Sorry, it's rare that I actually get a package arrive right in the middle of a stream. Okay, well, maybe it's not that rare. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Where were we at? So we were just talking about Star Wars. As I said, Jason's not here. But unfortunately, development of the live-action film Tangled has stopped indefinitely.
Was Jason excited about this? Was that the
He-
briefing for it?
It was one of his favorite animated Disney films for some reason, and I couldn't get into it.
He
But
relates to what's her name?
is that what it is?
No, that's the new. What's the one?
Rapunzel.
Rapunzel.
He released to letting down his hair. Sadly, yes. Well, that's been put on hold. I don't know if
Sadly,
it's
Jason wasn't here for that sick burn.
exactly, yes. I am sad that Jason was not here for that sick burn, for sure. But apparently, yeah, after the unsuccess of Snow White, they're now kind of worried that making these live-action remakes is not quite a good idea.
They've been worried
It
a long
took
time
them a
ago.
while. Yeah,
Horrible
exactly.
idea. They've all
Yeah.
been bad. They've all been terrible ideas.
With the exception of the Jungle Book, it should have been a one-off. I thought it was fantastic.
I just know.
I mean, that one makes a little bit more sense than the other ones, but they're
Yeah.
all pretty bad ideas. They're all pretty
Yeah,
unnecessary.
I
Or very unnecessary. Even the Jungle Book is unnecessary. I'm sure it was better because John Favreau did it, but
yeah, for sure. Jumping into some MCU news, Fantastic Four. So this is interesting. There is a book that is coming out, but apparently on the making of it, the art of the Fantastic Four. But it is best filmed, described as a 60s space race movie shot with miniatures, practical sets, and vintage lenses. So the way it would have felt like in 1965, or the way Kubrick would have actually shot it. That actually kind of makes me kind of interested to see what they do.
I don't think Kubrick would have done a comic book movie, but we'll see about that.
No.
We'll see if it's
But-
Kubrick-esque.
Yeah, but there is a $150 book on the art of the movie coming out, which
Oh, wow.
I will have to wait and see what it looks like. I'm sure they're not showing any images because they don't want to give anything away from it. Usually those books, if they're going to be that costly and that expensive, most of them are usually in the $40 range for the hardcover books.
Yeah.
And most of them are like cheaply put together. That has to be something special
Big,
if
Has to
they're
be a
going to do
premiere
that kind
book.
of
oversized,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah, that sort of thing I might be interested. You saw Snow White? It's a great movie. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I actually just haven't had the time to get to the movies, but it hasn't been on my radar to wanting to see it.
He's talking about the original Snow White, the animated movie.
Oh wait, are we talking about here? We are talking about the animated film. Or we talking?
No, I'm just joking. He's
I
probably
don't
talking
know.
about the new one, but
The new one.
a great movie.
Yeah.
The original animated.
Okay,
Classic.
that's honestly, but though that's interesting. I have not heard anything but not some negative, reports to it. Most of it is because of racial. It's like, good God, just no, these people. But it just
Rachel?
looks well. Race people are being racist that Snow White's not pure as white of skin and all this sort of stuff. That doesn't bother me as much as the dwarves. The dwarves freak me the fuck out. I think it's so freaking creepy in their faces.
It's
I don't
weird.
like them.
It's like they tried to make everyone happy by not casting little people
Dwarves.
as the dwarves.
Yeah.
They thought that would be ableist, but in retaliation, not only did they take away actors' actual jobs,
I agreed. Yeah.
They made something that doesn't even look better.
No,
Right.
I
It
agree.
didn't work on either, and no one was happy.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, people blame Dinklage. A lot of people are blaming Dinklage because he spoke out, and he said that was demeaning. He said it was demeaning, and then I heard a lot of other little people actors saying, "Well, it took away a job that definitely would have been mine."
Right. No, absolutely.
But they could have or whatever. Like we could have had a whole new slew of little people actors that we're now familiar with,
There's a lot of them
comedians
out
or whatever.
Oh, totally.
People like Brad Williams. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they did take away some people's jobs. With
That's the one
decision.
thing. That's the one thing. George Lucas definitely admired little people because of he would use them a lot in his films because it added a diversity to his world, and I think that is an acceptance of diversity too, and I think that's what made it work so well, and why Star Wars has always catered to real life dwarfs kind of and everything. Yeah.
The irony is, up until like 3 years ago ish, dwarf was the popular vernacular before it switched to little person.
Yeah, to not cast dwarves. Okay, all right. Okay, so you think they were better off as CG characters then? Well, people, yeah. I don't know. I mean, again, it's like, I don't know. I cannot say because I haven't seen the film, and I should get myself to the theater and try to see a few more movies, and even the ones that are considered negative, I should try to do that. I'm curious to know what it is about them. That
I did see actually Death of a Unicorn, and that actually, it was.
Oh, yeah. You saw that?
Yeah, it was alright. I mean, I was pretty let down by it.
Really? Okay.
I thought it didn't make the point it was trying to make fully. It just kind of got so full of itself that it didn't really fully. I don't know. It wasn't scary enough. It wasn't intense enough. There was some clever. It wasn't funny enough. There were some clever ideas, but they weren't fully explored enough for me.
Gotcha.
Me and Brandon found a lot of inconsistencies with their own ideas.
Okay. Fair enough. As I mentioned earlier, CinemaCon aired this past week, throughout the course of the week, with all the different studios showing all their movies coming out. No strange reaction that Lucasfilm didn't show anything at CinemaCon, but most of the information is going to be held for Star Wars Celebration in Japan in 2 weeks' time, which is good. I'm glad they didn't. Although we did get that trailer drop for Tales of the Underworld, which we will talk about soon enough. CinemaCon dropped information on Spider-Man. We got Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's the new title.
They just did this to trigger the fans. I swear to God, this is them just triggering the fans.
You think so? Why do you say that?
Brand New Day was a storyline that happened right after they destroyed Spider-Man's marriage, where he stole his soul, basically sold his soul in marriage to Mephisto to save Aunt May's life.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very controversial. It's permanently derailed the Spider-Man character to the point where him and Mary Jane are still no longer together.
Okay.
And it was the idea of we're going to bring Spider-Man back to basics with a fresh new start, a brand new day. He's going to be broke again. He's going to have a whole new supporting cast, all new love interests.
Okay. Well, we
It
are
follows, like,
technically getting that though from
Yes.
the Spider-Man. We
Yeah,
are.
yeah. So I'm not saying this
Yeah.
movie's gonna be bad, but the idea in
Yeah.
the comics was let's bring this character back to basics by tearing down everything
Gotcha.
that worked with him.
Okay.
And I think it was just a weird decision to title this movie that when there's such negativity surrounding
Right.
the Brand New Day era for Spider-Man
Okay.
fans.
All right.
I like Brand New Day storylines. I thought some of those
Right.
stories, like Big Time and what was that Zeb story with the Lizard? There's some good storylines in there,
Okay.
but the idea of taking away that marriage was very controversial. It still leaves a sour taste in Spider-Man fans' mouths.
Okay. Cool. All right. Fair enough. We'll see when that film comes out. They start shooting. Wait, soon, or they've started shooting? I think they're starting to shoot soon.
Yeah, I
yeah.
have a theory who the villain is. I think they're going to go with Mr. Negative.
Okay. All right. I don't know that character, but another time. Beyond the Spider-Verse dropped some scenes from this third film and some video footage, although we never got to see the video footage. These are a couple of scenes from the new version. Apparently, they've upgraded some different animation techniques. The film is now set for June 2027 in theaters. What can I say? I love
2027?
I'm fine. Do it right. That's it. Take the time.
2027?
That's 2 years from now. That's fine. Let them do it right. Simple as that. It is. But Max, I had a question for you on this. They say it is based off of a comic book series called Caught Stealing, and that's what the third film is going to be based around.
Caught Stealing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that is in the arc of Spider-Man or Spider-Verse or Miles Morales. Oh my God, we've actually got one that stumped him.
Yeah, I'm trying to I don't even know that. I'm trying to think of what is that storyline.
I know. Darren Aronofsky is directing it.
Caught Stealing's a book. That's
Oh.
Darren Aronofsky. It's not Spider-Man.
Oh, it's not Spider-Man. Oh, it's based with
Darren
what?
Aronofsky is a director.
Okay.
That's doing a different. It's a different movie.
Oh, it's a different movie. Oh, damn it! I see. I just completely.
You're like,
Oh my God! I read it as one
No,
thing.
no,
My
no,
dyslexia
no,
kicked
did
in.
not
Oh
do
my
it.
God! Okay, all right, okay. My bad. Completely my bad. That is so funny. Well, maybe not. That's my dyslexia kicking in. I read it as one thing. All right, maybe not. Okay, so anyway.
I think DiCaprio's in Caught Stealing.
Oh yeah, that's what I was looking at it below. I was like, wait, that's a weird voice list to have. Anyway, all right, I'm an idiot. Other stuff that we got drops for Jumanji 3, 2026.
Wait, there's another Jumanji?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I actually enjoyed the first two Jumanjis. I thought they were fun.
They were fine.
Yeah.
More Jumanji?
Well, you didn't expect them not to do a third film, right? Did you see
great.
Jumanji at all in theaters? The remakes, Elijah?
Yeah, I think I saw both of them. I liked the second one more than the first one, I think.
Yeah, I thought
It
they were
was
fun.
fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It feels late. Like, it feels like the last one came out.
Yeah.
Like, how many? I don't even remember how many years ago that is.
Yeah, it was at least, I want to say, maybe 4 years ago, perhaps, maybe 5.
Yeah.
It feels like a while. The other cool stuff, How to Train Your Dragon had a screening at CinemaCon, and pretty much everything I read was just glowing reviews of
Yeah, they took a
seeing
movie
this
that
live
worked
action.
and just did it again.
Right, but apparently,
It's
like,
not going to be any different.
it's not going to
It's
be
the
any
same thing like
different.
Disney
but-
doing a live action thing. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like
Here's
why
the
do
thing,
it?
though. I was going to bring this up, though. From all the reviews that I had read, I read quite a few of them, everybody was saying this is what taking the animation to live action should be done in the correct way. So I am very curious. And apart from the fact I love the film dearly, it's one of my favorite animated films of all time. Or sagas, I should say, of animated saga movies of all time. I really want to see what it does that makes that emotional impact even better. And apparently it's about performance. The performances are supposedly fantastic for these characters in this film. So, I'm I'm hyped for this film. It's
I
only
mean,
a
it
few
keeps it
months away.
going. They just opened up the land in the Epic Universe at Universal
Yes.
Florida, so like
Yeah, we're gonna go
keep
into
it in
that
the
too.
consciousness and like they gotta land. I mean, they gotta like make
Oh yeah,
it makes sense that they
yeah. We're gonna
keep the
jump into
property
Epic.
going.
Yeah, we're gonna jump into Epic Universe a little bit too. Just finishing up CinemaCon stuff. Masters of the Universe showed some behind the scenes photos of some of the actors and stuff in costume and all that. Apparently, it too was given some great praise at CinemaCon to how authentic it looks to the animated, series, but live
Except for
action.
Skeletor's face tattoos.
They didn't.
This is much better than the Dolph Lundgren He-Man
it's
movie,
it's gotta
Masters of the
be.
Universe.
It's gotta be. But yeah, people saying that it does look quite spectacular. Whether or not performance is going to be a part of that, we don't know because they're only just started shooting. So they had no video footage to show apparently, but they've got a lot of images from people in actors in costume. Apparently, the woman who's playing Evil Lynn looks superb. Who's like Skeletor's second in charge. And again, I'm a huge He-Man and the Masters of the Universe fan from when I was a kid, and I've enjoyed the renditions throughout. So I'm curious. The movie was a little, but this is the first live action film we've got since that 1987 film with Dolph Lundgren. So I'm curious to see how it does play out. But I mean, just the image of the sword alone looked kind of cool. So I'm excited to see what we get from Masters Universe. Hello, Vincent. Hello, Emma Frost fans. That'll pique up Max's interest. How you doing, Vincent? Yeah.
Frost fans. Yeah, that's the one thing we didn't get to talk about this week. Is Emma Frost is getting added to the new Marvel Rivals games, and people
really?
are losing their minds.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
People are absolutely losing it. It's pretty insane.
Cool. That's good. Again, she'll probably be one of the key characters going forward, but I feel like they're gonna still close out, the original cast in Doomsday. And again, Jason's not here, but they dropped some images from Zootopia 2, and Jason's a big Zootopia fan. I believe this
You're straight up calling Jason a furry at this point. You're just
that's it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Apparently, Ki Hu Kwan is playing the snake in Zootopia 2. So, I don't know. I enjoyed the first one. I thought it was cute. What else is there? Let's jump on to Star Wars for a little bit. Star Wars Tales of the Underworld dropped a new poster and a trailer for it. We were not expecting this, but it seems like every May 4th now they are dropping a new Tales of series for May the 4th be with you. And no exception, we've got another one. With the last two, of course, were Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire. Tales of the Empire I was not as impressed with. I like Tales of the Jedi. And I'm curious to see how Tales
Those
of
posters
Underworld
look cool
goes.
to get when they're in a line of three. Those posters look
Yeah,
they work when
I agree.
they're all three next together.
yeah. No, it definitely got a
like
symbiotic
poetry.
moment.
It rhymes.
Like exactly, yeah. But we got two stories going on. One with Cad Bane and one with Asajj Ventress, and there'll be a set of 3 stories like they did with all the other ones. At various time periods of their life between the Clone Wars and post-Clone Wars kind of era.
I'm way more excited for Ventress than Cad Bane. I feel like Cad Bane we've seen kind of a lot of. But Ventress, I feel like, has so much unexplored territory, whereas Cad Bane is just kind of a cool side character.
Yeah, I mean, she has had some great development, in my opinion, from the animated show because she once was a Jedi youngling whose master was killed, and she got taken in by Count Dooku and trained by Dooku, and he betrayed her through Palpatine, and then she went off and became a rogue bounty hunter. And then the book Dark Disciple came along and she died in the book, and people kind of thought that was going to be the end of the story until she popped up in The Bad Batch last year, and people were going, wait, the timelines aren't right. Why is she alive? She should be dead. And Dave
The
Filoni
book isn't
entered.
canon.
Yeah, and Dave Filoni hinted it's Night Sister magic, and they're doing something with that story. So we might get her story as to why she's alive in this time period, but it feels like they're going to continue doing this character. What I really want to see is Ventress in live action sometime. Yeah, welcome surprise with more Asajj Ventress stories. I completely agree. I very much like this character, and I love the voice actress who voices her. There's one shot there where she's got some sort of a Padawan Jedi, obviously, and I'm going to assume it's after the Clone Wars because these battle droids are kind of not moving; they're kind of dead still in the background of the shots. People were saying that this could be Balon Skrull, but I think the ethnicity is a very different ethnical kind of look to the character.
Yeah.
So I don't think that is the case.
I think it's going to be a new character.
It could be a new character, but it also could be actually Petro, who was one of the characters who was introduced with Gungi, the Ewok, the Wookiee Jedi, who we've seen too. So I'm wondering if all those kids survived at one point or another from Order 66. It'd be kind of cool.
I hope only Gungi survived. He was my favorite.
Yeah, Gungi was definitely cool. But anyway, it's going to have a lot of, we've got a lot of questions to that. I do, at least. Second part of the story, of course, is Cad Bane. It looks like he's got this other
brother
or something like that, connective tissue story. I'm not as excited about that story. I am more excited about more story between him and Boba Fett, because at some point during the Empire's reign, he and Boba Fett go head to head. We know there was an animated series for the Clone Wars that never came to fruition. Only just the animatics that came out. Animatics that came out for the animation. No, animatics. The animation. No, the animatic for fight between him and Boba Fett. And if you get the chance, have a look online. It's like a very simple kind of animation styles. They're trying to figure out the story. It just never came to happen. So I kind of want to see. I want to see that story. I want to see it badly. I want to just anyway. Yeah. As for Underworld, it's obviously got another. How many Inquisitors are there? Because there's another one here which we get. I guess they got to keep putting up these characters against Inquisitors. Anyway, just jumping forward. I'm excited to see what they do. I kind of on a mediocre line compared to what Tales of the Empire was, because Tales of the Empire for me was kind of mid storytelling, and I'm hoping we get a little bit more vibrance of these characters that kind of work for me better for what I want to see. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll do a live reaction to it though. Check and see. Jumping forward again. Oh, you know what? One thing I wanted to talk about, by the way, Daredevil briefly. Elijah, you and I kind of had the same opinion of this past week's episode of Daredevil, episode 7. Mm-hmm. It was my least favorite of the season so far.
Weird. I liked it. The start was slow, but I really liked the stuff they did with Heather and what's his name, Muse. I thought that was interesting. Her slowly realizing he was Muse and not being able to escape.
Do you know what the biggest fault? I said this in the reaction. You know what my biggest problem is with that entire scene? Is that we never saw any development in the past 6 episodes of how this was going. I don't know the reason why he walked up to her. Why did he walk up to her at the book signing? And why did he make a choice to go see a psychiatrist and talk to a psychiatrist? That was never explained. I would like to have had just like a 30-second scene here or a minute-long scene here. They could have put that stuff in.
I don't even think we needed that. I think this is what the scene needed. We needed a scene with him addressing that. At first, he wanted help, and then once his art started being viewed and he started seeing himself successful, he realized he didn't want help.
Yeah,
that's what the scene really needed. That's the vibe I got from the scene.
And that was so disappointing.
I think it was unsaid.
Yeah, And I that was a thing to have that scene play out when he goes to attack her needed the additional footage. I understood where it was going. I knew where it was going, but I really, as the audience member, would like to have seen those moments of his alter persona without the mask on, talking to her, and to see that some sort of development that was going to build to this moment. And we never got it. It just suddenly dropped and it became that moment. And I was greatly disappointed in the way that had played out. The other scene,
I think this storyline just
well,
shows it's going to be a good showing of why Daredevil not only can't have a normal relationship, but why his ethics are constantly going to be questioned.
yeah, but it diminished that the villain character to be taken out like that too. It just I wanted to see more from.
I wouldn't count him gone forever.
Yeah, Elijah, what were your thoughts on that story with Muse? Because you were
Yeah,
kind of
I mean,
very vocal too.
it seemed a little rushed. You know, I mean, it was a good. I mean, I didn't hate the episode. I didn't, you know.
Oh no, I didn't
It
hate
seemed
it,
a little
but
rushed.
it was my
It
least
seemed a
favorite.
little rushed compared to everything else that we've seen so far. I know we only
Yeah.
have like 1 or 2 episodes left, so maybe that's part of the
Yeah,
reason.
yeah,
Maybe I don't
but
know, as a different writer. I don't know, but that it did have a slightly different feel to it, and it
yeah,
just seemed like that whole episode moved along a bit quicker than
yeah,
what we've previously seen. So that's like
yeah,
the only thing that really stood out to me is that it just moved along quicker.
yeah,
I mean, they
yeah.
got more story into it, I guess,
Mm,
but it did kind of like just jump ahead quite a bit.
yeah.
Story
It was
wise.
almost like it didn't matter to me that story had finished and concluded its arc. And I kind of was a bit sad about that because I felt like we could have had a little bit more play into what was going on and how that episode played out. And it would have made me more satisfied of enjoying that moment.
Well, I think
And
you
it
guys are
was, yeah,
missing the bigger picture of the point. One of the largest points of this episode is that this is going to establish Fisk's anti-vigilante task force
sure,
as
yeah,
pretty
I got
useless,
that.
and
Yeah, I got
it's
that.
gonna upspur the a rise of more vigilantes that are
Yeah,
going toe to toe with the task
sure.
force.
I knew that's where it had to go and where it was going, but I feel like even that became a quick push. Well, actually, maybe that didn't become
I
that.
thought it was lingering
That
out
should be
throughout
the
the whole
quick push.
episode. I think the
That
whole
should, yeah,
idea was
yeah,
that who's going to take out Muse, and
yeah,
Daredevil was
yeah,
beating him, but he wasn't willing to go all the
right,
way to finish him.
yeah, yeah, and
The
yeah,
people, the police outside were pretty
yeah,
useless. If Cold North busted in
sure,
there and
yeah,
he shot Muse instead, then
yeah,
then the vigilante task force would have been
yeah,
praised. But
right.
instead, it
And of
was
course, they lied
like,
about it in the end anyway, because which I
yeah.
thought was great. I liked that part of the story. But the other little thing that
I think that's
bothered,
the important
yeah,
aspects of the
yeah,
story, though. Not really just the
yeah,
Muse stuff. I think the Muse was just a
yeah,
kind of a catalyst for this vigilante task
yeah,
force.
yeah. But it felt very differently paced compared to the last
Yeah,
6 weeks of episodes.
I
As
agree.
an episode in general, I don't know whether it was just because of the director or the choices that they
I
made.
much preferred the first Muse confrontation in terms of stakes, and
Yeah,
it just felt more climactic. Like he was the
yeah,
search for
yeah,
him, the target was personal,
yeah,
even
yeah,
though both targets were personal to
yeah,
Matt.
yeah,
The first one just felt a lot more brutal, felt
yeah,
grosser in the under the subway systems. I
yeah,
think I just much preferred that confrontation.
yeah, yeah. Again, I will still rank that episode as my least favorite of the 7 so far, but I'm sure we're going to get a bounce back. We're going to have Fisk next week with his task force, and I'm curious to see how that all plays out.
I think these next two are going to be Punisher stuff.
I hope so. It'd be kind of fun to see Punisher back in again, but I don't know if I'm necessarily missing him in this season as much.
There's set photos of him with
Yeah.
a different haircut and without a beard
Okay.
next to Daredevil, and it seems like they're the start of what's going up against
All right.
the task force, which is going to
Okay.
inspire more vigilantes next season. Is what I'm
Right.
guessing.
Okay. Any other last thoughts on that, guys? On that episode?
I think we
I like
covered
the
it.
horns on his head.
Yeah.
The shark.
Yeah. So last week, or sorry, should I say this past day or so, Universal Studios Epic Universe opened to a small set of public for people to walk through and take photos and have a look through.
YouTubers, a bunch of YouTubers.
Yeah. Sorry, go for it.
No, I'm just saying a bunch of YouTubers that most of these people that I've been seeing, like that's what they do. They go to theme parks and they review rides, and that's Disneyland people, Universal people. Like that's what they do for the YouTube shows. So
people don't realize
those are the people they invited to come check out the hotel and the new park and all that stuff, so they can get
free advertisement.
Yeah. Cheap advertisement. Here's a plane ticket and a hotel stay, and
it's stuff they already own. I mean,
totally. But I just took a whole series of stills from the different things that were going on. This whole epic universe kind of thing looks pretty grand. I mean, like, it's, obviously Disneyland do the same sort of stuff, but we've got this whole mix between, Harry Potter world to whatever, to How to Train Your Dragon to Creature, what's it called?
The Universal
Monsters.
Yeah,
Universal
Monsters. And I mean, just looking at it, it looks fun. I do want to check it out sometime. It was Elijah. It was you who was saying
the Frankenstein ride.
What's that?
Do you have any of the stuff from the Frankenstein ride, or just those pictures?
I'm not too sure. Just these images here, actually.
A lot of the stuff they you can watch people were walking through the rides and through the queues, but they couldn't take video of the rides.
That's what it was.
So if you go and watch on YouTube, a lot of unless somebody sneaked it in, but everybody was supposed to not take video of the ride itself, so that you don't spoil that. But they were able to take video of everything else.
Yeah,
but it looks good.
I saw the Frankenstein ride, and it looks really cool. Yeah. I'll say that.
Yeah, I'm gonna show a little bit of video from one of the YouTubers thing. This is obviously from How to Train Your Dragon, but I'm actually constantly impressed on how the animatronics just get better and better. Turn this down a bit. But just the animatronics for this stuff, and they got people now, they've got them that they can bring people up to them and allow to touch them, all that sort of stuff is kind of really cool.
Can he be bigger?
Not really. Maybe a little bit. I think they had to short him down a little bit. But the cool thing about all these animatronics is that these things are designed that if something breaks down, they can unplug, separate it, and bring it back and put in like a second one if there's a problem. But it's, again, they're really kind of... Anyway, I'll just remove that. But anyway, I'm excited to see how that all, works.
It looks like a cool idea. I mean, I think IP theme parks are kind of a cool business in today's day. I think there's a lot of ways to do them right.
Yeah.
And I think they've learned from their mistakes at Universal in the past, where they've gone a little underwhelming in some of their stuff. I think this is going to be the maximum version of where they're trying to just give maximum of everything instead of just the taste of everything.
Yeah. Elijah, it was you who was saying that you think that they might be clearing out some land here in Hollywood to possibly do this.
Well, they definitely are.
Oh, they are?
They are.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's for. It's online speculation saying that, they could put in like a dark universe here at the Hollywood one, or, another one, or one of the, I mean, they already have the Nintendo. Like it wouldn't be all together like it is there, but they could definitely squeeze in either the How to Train Your Dragon land or like a dark universe. Yeah. Either of those I could see working, because they already have a Harry Potter, they have the Nintendo. So really, if they just put in a higher train, if they were smaller, they'd have to be a little smaller because it's not as much space as Florida. But still, they could do a dark universe and the Harry Potter,
How to Train Your
I don't know what the land is called for How to Train Your Dragon.
Burke.
But there's enough space on the back lot that they could clear out and do something with. I mean, they'd have to kind of like they'd have to work out, the entrances and how you get around, because it's on a separate part of their land, so it's not like straight up walking distance. They'd have to figure something else out, but they have the room and the space, and it's possible they could do it. I mean, there's enough room there for them to put in something.
Right. Well, they still have the Harry Potter land separate to the main one they've just built here, because the one they built here is the what's it called? Uh, oh, I forgot the name of it.
Diagon
This is
Alley.
some. This is
Yeah,
like Paris. This
yeah,
is like from not
right.
Harry. Yeah, this is.
Oh no,
I think.
that's no, that's the
I
Ministry of
think.
Magic. That's what it's called. That's the
Yeah.
Ministry of Magic place, which is also in Harry Potter. But they've also got the Harry
Right.
Potter land and street there separately. But
Right. I think Harry
yeah,
Potter has, in Florida has three separate lands because I
right,
think
gotcha.
the Harry Potter and then Dragon's Alley or whatever they call it. I think there's two
Diagon,
separate
yeah,
ones. Diagon Alley. Okay.
yeah,
At the Universal
yeah,
Studios park. This is a whole nother park.
yeah.
This is separate from Universal Studios. This is like
Okay,
its
gotcha.
own.
Its own,
These
gotcha.
these
Yeah,
four environments is its
yeah,
own theme park, like its
Yeah.
own separate
gotcha. Yeah,
park.
yeah,
So it's not
yeah,
connected. I mean, I'm sure you can get
gotcha.
a pass where they're like close together, like an Epcot
Yeah,
type of situation, but it's a whole
makes
new,
sense.
completely new park, like a whole
Yeah,
new park.
yeah. Well,
Suppose they
either
do
way.
a Fast and Furious land. Just have Coronas and everyone calls you brother.
That'd get boring real quick.
Family.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, it looks pretty epic. I can understand why the appeal is. I like the idea of just having a central hub that you can go in any of those five directions and go through this imaginary portal and have an experience, which kind of looks fun. So, um, um, I'm just saying that the actual I disrespect her, but the
Disrespect.
actual yeah,
You send her
disrespect as
disrespect.
a person. I disrespect her for her choices, but as for the idea of a walking through an experience, I think that's fantastic. I like the idea of doing that. I think it's fun. But too, from Star Wars is the same thing in Disneyland for me. I walk through the experience and I really get something out of it. Because I'm more partial to movies, I enjoy movie lands that I can walk through and be part of that immersive experience from the connection of the movies. Simple as that. So that's always kind of fun. We're going to end this up on Superman, guys. Just quickly, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Looks like it's got a release date or release month for June of 2026. That's next year. And Millie Alcock is on the set there reading books. Yeah, June 26th it is. Sorry, 2026. So I'm looking forward to that. They dropped a scene from Superman I wanted to talk about for a little bit. We got a lot more crypto. What did you guys think of this trailer that they dropped for Superman?
I think this is the perfect amount of trailer, and perfect amount of preview, and hopefully they don't do another trailer,
Yeah,
because this gives you the feel of what the movie's going to be without having to see too much. And I'd
yeah,
rather go in there and not know really anything about the storyline or anything like who else other characters are
yeah,
going to be in it, because I understand other characters are going to be in
yeah,
the movie that we haven't seen yet. But this was
yeah.
definitely enough to like get the feel and the look of the movie without. It's not even a
I agree.
complicated scene. It's not like it's not
Yeah,
even a lot of plot in this one scene. It just shows
yeah,
you, oh, hey, okay, these are the characters. This is going to feel like. This is what it's going to look
yeah.
like, and that's it. Which I think this is a great scene to choose. I think this feels like it's in the middle of the movie to me, or something like after a fight, and then he needs to go get recharged. It doesn't seem like the beginning. It seems like mid-movie or like 45 minutes into the movie
It
or
could be
something
the
like that.
beginning. We
So
don't know though. Still, yeah,
it
yeah,
just doesn't feel like it. I
yeah.
mean, if that's how the movie starts, that's a weird jump into
Yeah.
the beginning of a
Superman doesn't
movie.
get
This
rocked
this
that
feels like,
easily.
Yeah,
yeah, this feels like halfway through the movie or something. This
right.
feels like a midpoint type of like scene. But I
Max,
definitely
yeah,
enjoyed it. It looks great. It looks fun.
yeah,
So definitely
yeah.
excited.
Max, your thoughts on the trailer? The scenes, I
I
should say.
thought it looked really good. I liked all the robots. Kind of reminded me of All Star Superman. They had all the
Mm-hmm.
robots in the background
Yeah.
that were numbered like in the same fashion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And very golden agey. I like the Fortress of Solitude. I like the crypto
Yeah.
stuff was great. We got some great clear shots of the suit, and the suit looks
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
I love the door. I think the door was perfect.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
pretty
you
bad.
hear a Jor-El voice, or I'm assuming
Yeah,
it's Jor-El. I can't tell who it is, but who the actor is, but
yeah.
some
So
Jor-El action.
there is several voices, and nobody. James Gunn has not disclosed who the voices are. I don't know if the voices were there for the trailer. Or I don't know if they were the final edit of voices. But the first robot that entered when Superman is pulled in by Crypto, he goes Superman, and it is definitely the Gene Hackman version of him saying Superman from the Superman movie, just digitally altered to sound like it's coming from the robot. I think there's a couple of voice actors who play. There's 4 different voice actors who are voicing the 4 different robots
We
who
know who they are.
carry him.
They've
Oh, you do?
kind of. It's
Have you read?
Michael Rooker, Alan Tudyk.
Uh huh.
Uh, I think Michael Rosenbaum's voicing one. I don't know for
Uh,
sure.
who's the girl then?
I don't know. That's the one I
I feel
don't
like
know.
she's going to be. Yeah, I
Look
feel
at
like.
James Gunn's filmography. He uses a lot of the same actors, so it shouldn't be
Yeah,
too
Yeah,
hard to
same.
figure
no,
it
it
out.
shouldn't be. But I also know that he used some voiceovers. I mean, as you mentioned, it sounded like it was the
Oh,
voice
is
of
it
Joe. And for a
what's her
second,
name from it was the girl that played Ratcatcher? She
oh
mentioned she was working with
maybe,
him on something again.
oh maybe that could be it.
I was saying it sounded like
Oh
the
yeah,
whoever did the Otter's voice in Guardians of
oh
the
yeah.
Galaxy 3, like
But
the
wasn't that a
mutant
British voice?
animal.
Wasn't I thought it was British? This voice didn't sound British. Maybe it is Ratcatcher. I don't know. Either way, I'm excited to see how that plays out. But yeah, listen to the voices, listen to those moments, and you're right. There very well could have been a moment of Jor-El's voice, again digitally altered, and it definitely wasn't in the same language in some
No, the
places.
Jor-El's. It's there's rumors that it's Bradley Cooper playing him. I don't know how accurate that is.
Okay.
People saying it sounds like Bradley Cooper's voice.
Interesting.
But
Okay.
we there'll be a Jor-El and
Hmm.
apparently a Laura in the movie.
Yeah. Well, end of the day, I am hyped. The one other thing I'm going to mention about this trailer was the sound. If you listen to that through your headset, the sound effects are so intense, and I really hope that experience follows through in the movie. I think this is going to be some of the best sound we've gotten from a superhero film for a while now. The sound effects, the visuals, the everything. I'm excited for this movie so badly. I cannot wait to see how it looks. I just love the design too. I mean, just the whole idea that the Fortress of Solitude would angle itself into the sun to
Yeah,
to use the beams, the ray beams, and intensify the light of the sun. Uh, was very cool. Anyway, that's just my thoughts. Yeah. Any other things, guys, or otherwise we'll end it up here.
nothing major. I think we
Yeah.
covered everything.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, we'll end it up here. Thanks for joining us in the chat if you were in there. And I guess we'll be doing more reactions to Daredevil coming up. We'll definitely be doing reactions to Tales of the Underworld, which is in about a month's time now, less than a month. And then Andor season 2 comes out in like 3 weeks' time now, and we'll definitely be doing reactions to Andor season 2. I'm looking forward to seeing that too. I cannot wait. And we will catch you all later. So thanks for joining us, and we will catch you later.